up, everybody? It's the man with no name here. So, in this little video, basically going to do a quick breakdown. So, earlier today, about 3 o'clock Central Time, Barbed Wire Studios on the Steam platform released the new update number 5. So, this is kind of the best way to show everybody quickly. So some of the main changes that they've made to the game are very, very large. As you can see, this would be the intro to Conquest. I just named it Russia because I was wanting to show everybody. So they added, what we have here is obviously the faction. You can choose your faction, you know, from Germany to Russia, Finland, and then now United States. But obviously this is update prior to the release of the new game, or DLC rather, faction. So we have that. Another thing that they added to this game is, you know, we had in the last update, they allowed us to pick what maps we wanted, whether we wanted just Ost Front maps, or if we wanted Finland with the Talvisoda maps, and then also add the Ost Front. And now it appears at least it's going to be the Western Front maps, which is going to be, you know, Europe, France, probably Belgium, Germany, you know, some of those map areas. And then we have a breakdown of the enemy. So on this, the two enemies as of right now for Germany are going to be the Russians and obviously the Americans once we get the DLC. Now, if you go to the Russians, you have the Germans. And then if you change it from just Germany to USSR, which you can choose the battle type. So here, I would presume that what will happen is that you hit Germany, and then, or you could do Talvisoda, which would be Russian. It would be the European conquest for Finland, and then also the Ost Front maps from the original game. Or you could choose US versus Germany, which is going to be all the new DLC maps. Then you come over here to Russia. Your enemy can either be Finland or Germany. Unfortunately, you can't do, say, like Germany versus Finland, which would be kind of unique, or, you know, whatever. Finland versus Germany. Then you have Finland, which the only enemy is going to be Russia. And then, obviously, the United States, it would be versus Germany. And then, lastly, we have the factions for... not the factions, excuse me. We have the difficulty, economy, and campaign size, which that's all the same. Fog of War. But the big thing I want to take away is they added quite a few new Russian vehicles, which I broke down very slightly in the last game update video, which was pretty short. Mainly what they added here was they added some more artillery units. Basically, you're gonna have your I don't know how to pronounce the I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. Katyusha or Katyusha. These mobile, but instead they're more mounted, kind of like the German version of this. Then also they added what appears to be a mobile field gun, which is kind of unique, kind of like the mobile Flak 88 cannon. They also, for the Russians, which I'm super excited about, well, they actually also added this B24 T60 model. Basically, it's just more mobile art range. Then also they added some more Lend-Lease vehicles, which I was super excited about to get into the nitty-gritty of it. We have the older model Stuart, which looks like it just comes with two 30 cals, which will be the whole gun here, and then the turret. MG, and then you have a 37mm gun. The next on the list is going to be the M3 Lee, which was a horrible design tank, but it's effective anti-infantry. You have your 75mm main gun, kind of like a World War I styled. Then you have a 37mm gun on top, and then you have 3 30 cal machine gun turrets, which is going to be your hull gun, turret, and then you have a top anti-aircraft and anti-infantry turret up top. Then they added the M4A2 early, which, if you remember, in the Scorched Earth, they added the M4A2 late. So it looks like the kind of difference is you're still going to have to 50 cal. You're going to have 230mm or 30 cals. I'm going to assume. So they broke down armor too. So you have hull armor, which is 10 to 107. You have turret armor, which is 19.5 to 89. And additional armor, which I would assume would be side tracks, or maybe up here by the turret. Turret as a whole would be up here, but then you have the main gun, which might be additional armor. But I would presume it's going to be additional armor as like side plating, like you would see in the Panthers or the Panzer Model H, I believe, or G or H, I believe. The cool thing is when, you know, they added the 76 early, but then they also added the 76 late, which you're getting into the Fury looking behemoth. So anyway, I'm super excited about this. This is not everything. I will show the Germans real quick on the new features they added for the German. I believe that's everything for the Russians. So starting off for the Germans, they added this infantry cart. So I don't know if this is going to be, it's in between the ammo crate and the supply crate. So I'm wondering if this is just a more faster mobile ammo. Maybe. I don't really know on that one. I mean, it looks unique, but it also kind of looks like, why? But again, I don't know its purpose. I haven't played with it very much, so I don't know why or how this all works yet. Additional artillery, I thought was in here. I'm just kind of looking real quick. That's that's new. No, I'm just kidding. They did add, what I did see, they did add another, where's it at? So that's the original Class C, and then that was the 8cm mortar. But then they added this Class D, which from the C, you have 8 armor, and then MG43, MG43. But then you have here, you have up to 14 armor, and then you have the original, or the traditional MG42 up top as the turret gun, which I do miss that a lot, actually. And then you have 28cm. That thing looks ridiculous. And then mounted with MG42 belt on the front and in the rear. They added this too, which is basically another version of the armored Flak 88, which is a Flak 3.7, which looks pretty cool. A little bit more armor for anti-air, or anti-infantry, or light armor, if you will. They also added the supply truck, which, if you remember, I forget what mission. All right, we're back. In the Carpathian turmoil, these trucks, supply trucks, were what you had to escort from one side of the map to the other. So they were, supplies. You couldn't use them as additional supplies. So I don't know, it's right after the supply truck, so I don't know if there's any more versatility with it, or if maybe there's a more ammunition, maybe it gives 1500 instead. There's no telling. We've already seen the Panzer 1, that's nothing new. I'm looking in here very closely on the fly to see if there's anything else. They have not added any new infantry units yet, which I think will come more in depth with the game. I think the last thing they added with the Germans, they added the Jago Panther early, so that is new. And then lastly, I believe, is they added the Wepsi, which is a 105 liter 10.5 centimeter field gun / artillery. So essentially it's just like the grill, however you pronounce it, Ost K, which is mobile artillery. I liked using that a lot, so I would assume that this is a smaller yet more agile version of this. So a couple of things they worked on here. I am playing in an offline game mode that I've been playing Conquest with the Finns against Russia, particularly so I can get some of the Lent-Lease vehicles early. Now, some things they've added, which I can't really show you with that already because it's horribly inaccurate. But a few things they have noted is, if you'll notice in the bottom right corner, they've updated the taskbar, which basically everything's the same except they added the repair button on the outside instead of having to go to special options first, which is really nice when, you know, we have to repair our vehicle. Another awesome feature that they added, which I had plenty of bugs with, was the sandbag, which they also added on the exterior as well. So used to, when you would click and add a sandbag and it would be uneven terrain, the sandbag would come in off center or wonky, and even up high, so that your unit may not even be able to fire around at all. So they have fixed that problem. Thank you, Jesus. Another feature that they've added in the game, if I can get a good hit here and not destroy my infantry over there, is they've added the obliterating to trees, which I think is a really cool feature. So instead of the traditional hitting a tree and falling over, you hit a tree with a high velocity round and it's gonna disintegrate, which is a really cool feature in my opinion. You can just kind of see shards of tree going everywhere, which is realistic. So they've added that. The last kind of notable feature I've noticed was on the infantry particularly. You could get it with, say, maybe this 50 cal machine gun. They added an option over here on your attack options, which is suppressing fire. Now, according to the last update, suppressing fire was in the old, origins of the game. However, they took it out. Reasons I don't know. It actually was prior to me, getting this game, which is kind of crazy to think about because there was a time where I didn't know this game existed. And so playing it, I'm like, what the heck? Why did I not know about this game sooner? So, with the infantry, suppressing fire, essentially what it does, they also have morphine shot here. Instantly revive a fallen player with a consumable morphine shot. Is that on the medics? That's kind of interesting. I haven't seen that. Action bar, squad, call ally. Interesting. Cool, cool, cool. So on the deployable option and placements, they've already just took the liberty of leaving it as so. Train. So I don't know if that means that you can get a if you can get a pickaxe from, say if you could get a pickaxe from, I don't know, an engineer truck, could you have your infantry dig it instead? That's what I'm kind of curious about. Anyway, they also... Oh, so, sorry. I kind of forgot here. Hovering over tanks now, your tank, they updated the tank option, which you can kind of see it, but it's kind of screwed up because let's do it here. They have a mini T-34, it looks like, so they've updated the armor setting. And then suppressing fire. So if I were to hit this suppressing fire, according to the dev update, what would happen would be that the priority of the AI would say, okay, cool, anyone in that vicinity is going to take direct fire from me, and I'm gonna, every time they pop up from cover. So let's see if I can do that. It does not appear that this... I think they've updated just kind of like, but if I hit suppressing fire here, I can suppress that infantry. Basically, it would do automatically what I'm trying to do right now. Let's see here. Well, I tried for you guys, but you guys still doing good. So if there's an AI over there, you can bet he's just gonna lay it down. AA gunner killed. Take him out.
Asemia ei jätetä!
Check him out. They have also upgraded the animations, shall I say, for tanks getting blown up. Let's see if we can get a good tank blow up here for demonstration. Here's 76. Come on. They've added a little bit more animation update to it, such as the turret getting blown off. One cool feature that I got on camera, I did not get on camera playing with a friend not too long ago, was, I don't know, they did have it in before the update, I will say that, but in the artillery, I have the option to put an anti-tank round there, and God, it basically blew up the tank and sent it into oblivion, such as this tank here, and the top shot a mile off. It was crazy. But anyway, guys, I mean, in short,